My name is Justin Harvey. Also, thank you guys for having me today. It's a pleasure to be here to speak to you about this important issue that we feel is so vital since it is our food, and we do have 3 meals a day. I'm with the March Against Monsanto in Orlando, Florida. It's the local chapter for the national organization. Basically, we're a grassroots organization that was really birthed on Facebook, and in the past 3 years has grown to hundreds of chapters across the world. And millions of people stand together once a year to call for labeling or banning of GMOs, and really just to raise awareness and inform people about what's going on with our food, who Monsanto is, and really just to have the knowledge of what we're putting into our bodies. Our biggest thing is really we want people to have the choice. It's our right to know, what we're putting in our bodies, what we're eating. And at this point in time, if you go to the store and you purchase corn, there's an insecticide genetically engineered inside of the corn, and that's not on the label, and we weren't told about this, and there's not any proper testing. There's a lot of questions that people have about what's going on with our food that's on the shelves these days. 20 years ago, that wasn't the case, and in my personal opinion, if I bought corn one day and it was regular corn, and then I bought it the next day and it had pesticide engineered inside of it, that's fraud. I mean, you have to tell people that that's happening. So, that's our biggest issue with the company and with the technology that they're using it for. I'd also like to say we're not against technology and advancements. If there was a good way to use this and it was a true need to be doing this with our food, I wouldn't be against that if there was proper testing and knowledge. Doing it without our consent was the biggest issue. In case you're wondering what a GMO is, how many people here have heard of what a GMO is before today? Okay, so most people in here. In case you don't know, it is a genetically modified organism. This is when in a lab they take the bacteria from a certain DNA and engineer it with another species to get a desired outcome. For instance, they will genetically engineer a crop to be able to withstand massive doses of pesticides, so that it kills all the weeds around the GMO crop, but that crop is able to thrive and not killed when you spray the pesticide on it. And ironically, that pesticide is provided to you by Monsanto, and it's been linked to cancer and other health problems. These GMOs are banned in 30 countries across the world and at least labeled and regulated in 60 countries. Why not here? That's our biggest question. If this is something that other people see a problem with, why don't we have at least some more testing, some more, trial periods before we just be their actual guinea pigs for this massive science experiment. Monsanto is basically a big chemical company. They gave us Agent Orange, if you're familiar with that toxic chemical that was sprayed all over Vietnam during the Vietnam War that we're still seeing birth defects and health problems today. They gave us aspartame, PCBs, DDT. If you're not familiar with these chemicals, they're all brought to you by Monsanto, and they've all been linked to cancer and other health problems. So it's another reason why we really just have a red flag going up when these people have control of our food now, and especially without most people knowing. Another thing that they've really done is they've really come in and sold a dream to the farmers. It's really sad because a lot of farmers were told that, hey, we're going to come in, it's great technology, we're going to help feed the world, you're going to grow more, everything's going to be great, you're going to use less pesticides. And, it's been over 20 years now, and that's not the case. There's still hungry people. The company is making a lot of money, and they're not feeding hungry people. When you look at the hunger problem, it's more of an access issue. These people that don't have, shoes or transportation or any way to get food or create the infrastructure to start growing, they're not dropping, just packages of free genetically modified food to these starving people. So it's really kind of a myth that they're feeding the world, and it's coming to light now, and people are starting to see that they kind of, like I said, sold us a dream to sell their products, which is the pesticide Roundup and their seeds. If you notice, farmers, there's some, some people around the world choose to save their seeds, is what I'm trying to say, for generations to come. It's part of their tradition. And when you sign up with Monsanto to grow their seed, they patent these seeds, and they've basically patented life, if you think about it like that. So you're not allowed to save your seeds. You're not allowed to pass them down. You're not allowed to do that. You have to come back and buy your seeds from Monsanto. So it's really a strong arm game there they're doing with the farmers, and it's sad to see how many farmers have been run out of business because they can't fight these big guys, this big corporation, and they usually give up and lose their farm. There's lots of issues with cross-pollination, Monsanto police, as they call them, coming onto people's farms and accusing them of growing their seed. And if there's a cross-pollination issue and your neighbor's genetically modified seed grows into your land, and they find out it's patented, you're growing their patented seed, they're taking your farm, they're taking you to court, they're going to take your livelihood, and nothing happened. I mean, the wind blew and cross-pollinated. You did nothing wrong. And that's what's going on here in America and across the world with this company and with our food. So we're really trying to just give people the information, give people the knowledge so they can make the decision themselves. I don't want to tell people what to eat, but we know that cigarettes are bad, for instance, and if you want to use them, you can. But this we weren't told about. You don't know what's going on in the grocery store. 80% of the food in your Publix is genetically modified. Corn, soy, canola, sugar beets. This is all in most of your anything boxed is going to have, high fructose corn syrup, a derivative from corn. So you've really got to be an investigative food guru when it comes to this now at the store, or just try to grow your own food and support your local farmers. We really feel that we can be our own change, and griping about Monsanto is great to find out what they're doing, but once you find out what's going on, just start doing it yourself. Resist. Grow your own food, support your local farmers, keep it in the community. That's the biggest thing we can do, I think, personally. So voting with your dollar and buying organic, being the change, that's what we stand for, and I encourage everybody to do your own research and stay informed on this important topic.